Before anyone asks, yes, my parents know how I broke my ankle, and no, they're not proud, but yes, they thought it was funny. Hey babes, so today I'm going to be telling the story of how I broke my ankle. So it's a story time with Sharpie, so get comfortable. I decided to post this video after my 21st birthday, so it makes it a little less messed up. But once again, I am in college, I'm a college student, I am fun, having fun, do what I want, living the experience, so this is a no judgment zone right now, besides the fact that I broke my ankle and I ignored it for 13 hours. How did I ignore it for 13 hours? How did I break my ankle? Stay tuned. It was Thursday night before spring break, and we were going out. I was ready, I was like, I'm getting drunk, we're having a great time, all this stuff. So we got a bunch of alcohol, we got ready, I looked hot, it was all hell, so salty because I like wasted a perfect outfit on a broken ankle. And I bought vodka and a Four Loko, and my friend usually would always drink the Four Loko because it's nasty and I'm not 12, and this time was a little different because I was like, oh, okay guys, so like, do you have like something I can mix this with, because I don't want to just drink straight vodka from a solo cup. And they're like, no, we just have water. So I was like, alright, well fuck, what am I gonna do? So my friend was like, mix it with the Four Loko, and I did. And because I really hadn't eaten much that day, I got very drunk very quickly. So we're all getting ready, we're all going to this club that everyone goes to on Thursday nights, and we're walking toward the Uber or whatever. And as we're walking, my friend Nikki is holding on to me, like trying to make sure I'm okay, and without noticing, I fell off the curb. I didn't know the curb like stopped, like dipped down or anything, and I fell off the curb. And everyone says to me, you know the definition ate shit? I'm like, yeah. They're like, that was you. And I went face first, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna crack my head. So I protected my head like this. I didn't hurt in my arms at all, and I was in heels that clipped on my ankle, like they were like strapped in, and I snapped my ankle. And I was like laughing hysterically because it hurt so bad, and like that's what I do when I'm drunk, I just start laughing. And they were like, oh my god, Nikki, get up, get up, get up, like Sharp, get up, because like the security's coming. And he came over and I was like, sorry, I'm just a klutz. And then we got into the car and I tried getting up and I was like, no, oh my god, I fucked up my ankle, oh my god, this hurts. But like still, like I like scampered into the trunk of the car, and I was like looking at it and putting a flashlight on it, and it was already swelling up like from the minute it happened. And my friend Alex, who drove us, he was like laughing hysterically, like because it looked funny, I guess, which whatever. So we get to the club and immediately we're going into the bathroom, and the security guy is like regulating the bathroom and stuff, and he sees me like tripping and stumbling and all and like limping, and he says to my friend like, what's wrong with her? And I'm drunk, so I'm like, oh my god, I think I broke my ankle. And you should never say that to someone who works at a club, because they think that lawsuit. So he like told my friend Nikki, he was like, get her under control and make sure like she's too fucked up right now, that was a lie, like we're gonna call the police, we're don't this, that, and the other. It was insane. So I spent most of my time sitting down, freaking out, telling people, everyone I saw, they were like, oh hey, what's up? I'm like, I broke my ankle, like crazy stuff. Everyone put a flashlight on my ankle and everyone said the same thing, oh my god, that's huge, oh my god, you definitely hurt it, what are you doing here? I was like, yeah, well, I didn't really want to go to the hospital because everyone was already going to come here, and I didn't want them to drop me off and leave me, and I was drunk as all hell, and I didn't want to get arrested, this, that, and the other, whatever. One of my friends had me dance with her, and I was like dying. And then finally we, after what seemed like a year, we go back to campus, and my shoes immediately come off, and we go to the calf, and I'm putting ice on it. And as I'm putting ice on it, one of my friends sees it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's broken, like showing him. He smacks my fucking foot. Literally, he's like, oh, right there? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, boom, just like that. And I yelped, I screamed, I cried, everything. So I gave my keys to someone else because I knew I was not going to be driving that night, and I slept in my friend Daisy's room. And if you guys have seen my freshman year dorm room tour, how high that bed was raised was how high Daisy had her spare bed raised. And I stumbled up on there, slept, well, passed out for like 3 hours maybe. And when I woke up, I felt like absolute crap, and not really forgot, but just didn't acknowledge that my ankle was really fucked up, and I jumped down from that bed. I ran into the bathroom and I passed out, and I was in there for like 2 hours, passed out on the floor, trying to get up to like get on the toilet to pee and then like stand up, and it was just hell. And then from there I walked from the dorm room I lived in last year, like the dorm building I lived in last year, to the parking lot I parked in, which was behind 2 dorm buildings. Like literally it took me 2 hours. I got a parking ticket because I parked in faculty and you have to move your car before 6 a.m. I was up. It just took me 2 hours to walk to my car. And I walked to my car. I got in. I drove home. I drove with 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake, which was so hard. And then walked up my stairs to my old apartment, got changed, walked down my stairs, and drove to work. When my general manager came in and saw that my ankle was propped up, swollen as all hell, which I'm going to put some pictures in, bruised like crazy, I'm going to put some pictures in. He was like, what are you doing here? And my GM did not like me, like, at this job. Like, he really hated me. Like, he wanted any excuse to get me going because I was young and, like, spunky and crazy and didn't really care. And so when he was actually concerned, I was like, oh, I really did mess up. So I was texting a couple of my sisters. One of my sisters was like, dude, get home and then wait for me. I'm driving you to the hospital. 4 hours later in the hospital, you know it's bad when everyone in the orthopedic ward, which is, you know, over 65, walks by and goes, I broke my fibula. And because I ignored it for 13 hours, I sprained the opposite side. So they were really proud about that. They put me in a splint, which is like a crappier version of a cast. And that was for the weekend because it happened, I went to the hospital on Friday. And it was absolute hell. I got crutches. I hate crutches. I hated the splint. I had so much crap to do. And I showered with a garbage bag around my leg, which I absolutely hated. Side note, I had tanner on. Like, I had like leg bronzer on the night I broke my ankle, and then they wrapped it because, you know, I hadn't showered or anything. So when it finally came off, the inside of it was orange and I was mortified. My dad came down to take care of me after begging him, and then that Monday we got a boot, and I spent an entire spring break laying in bed, not being able to do anything, completing Netflix, which I know is not a game, but I still completed it because I had nothing better to do. That was my rushed story because it's really embarrassing to talk about, of how I broke my ankle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Life lesson, story time lesson. Do not drink Four Loko and vodka and walk in high heels. And that's for guys too. I tell all the guys that meet me and like what happened. Like, don't wear heels and drink. Like, shit, man. It still hurts, and it's been 2 months, and yeah, it was a dumb decision. I shouldn't have ignored it for 13 hours. So also, moral of the story, if you think something's broken, go immediately. Don't ignore it for 13 hours because you're gonna mess it up for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want some more crazy, funny, embarrassing for me and comical for you story times, go ahead and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you do. Leave a comment down below. Whatever. I'm gonna go ice my ankle because it still hurts like a motherfucker. And until my next story time or video or whatever, keep it cute, keep it nice, keep it guys. Okay, Illy, Merp.